Hey folks, everything new under the sun. I thought this one was significant. If you own cryptocurrency, you need to be aware of what the countries of the world are doing, how the governments of the world are treating it, what measures they're taking to collect on tax or to collect on the windfall that comes from cryptocurrencies. Because it's unregulated, it could become regulated at any moment, and a huge shift could come in the whole arena of cryptocurrencies. Australian bank accounts reportedly freeze. Australian banks reportedly freeze accounts of Bitcoin users, adding to the pressure on Bitcoin early this morning. The Sydney Morning Herald reported that Bitcoin users across Australia are reporting that their accounts have been abruptly frozen by the country's big four banks. So how do you think they're going to also freeze accounts of those with Litecoin, with Ethereum, with any other cryptocurrency, unregulated cryptocurrency? Possibly they will. This is where big government can come in. They can create laws and completely stifle what the free market is attempting to do, and basically limit your buying and selling, limit your options, and force you back into their economy, basically. While the banks have remained largely tight-lipped about the closures, many angry account holders are jumping to conclusions and blaming the banks for punishing them because of their involvement with Bitcoin. Bitcoin investors are claiming the banks are freezing the accounts and transfers to cryptocurrency exchanges, with a viral tweet slamming the Big Four and an exchange platform putting a restriction on Australian deposits. According to the Herald, cryptocurrency trader and YouTuber Alex Saunders called out National Australian Bank, the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, and Westpac Banking Corporation on Twitter for freezing the accounts and transfers to 4 different Bitcoin exchanges. And there you see the tweet there. In response, some users complained that their activities with the cryptocurrency had still been described as a security risk by financial institutions. While not every bank had explicit policies governing their relationship with cryptocurrencies, according to the Morning Herald, Commonwealth Bank's June 2017 terms and conditions for CommBiz accounts specifically excludes this activity. So if you didn't know about that in Australia, I wonder what sort of language related to that is in other countries like the US and Canada. Maybe there's something they can pull out of the terms of agreement with your bank account that you didn't know and use it against you if they find out that you're in cryptocurrency. They want their cut of their pie, basically. A Commonwealth Bank spokesman said it was receptive to innovation in alternative currencies. Sure. Yeah, sure it was, right? And payment systems. However, we do not currently use or recommend any existing virtual currencies, as we do not believe they have met a minimum standard of regulation. What that means is government control. Regulation, reliability, and reputation compared to other currencies that we offer to our customers. Our customers can interact with these currencies as long as they comply with our terms and conditions and all relevant legal obligations. This is likely coming to a country near you. This will stifle cryptocurrencies very fast. This is why it's important to know when to get out of cryptocurrencies. And I think, like I say, I think you have 2018 for the governments of the world to start putting regulations into effect. Until they do that, there is big money to be made there. But I think there's going to be a collapse real quick as soon as they put regulation in there, and then also come out with their own cryptocurrency and say, hey, we've got our own cryptocurrency, which is regulated, which is acceptable to us, and so put your money in these cryptocurrencies. And so they will force everybody to move over to there, increasing its value at least temporarily, because you're literally, by law, forcing people to move into it. And that way, Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and all these others will drop like a rock once countries start coming on board and putting regulations and laws and coercing people to move over to the other cryptocurrencies that they recognize, that they control, that they can manipulate as needed, and that they can tax as well, which is significant. All these cryptocurrency stuff, all these laws and regulations that are going to come into effect, this is all going to be related directly to the mark of the beast system and the eventual system, monetary system that we will have when the central banks of the world basically collude, come together, and make up these rules. But it's coming down the pipe now, and they're seeing it in Australia where this is happening. So you need to be aware. Be careful. You need to know when you can get out of the market it's not a safe place to be. There's really no safe place to be because the government's going to want to come down on you if you're doing anything outside of their government-controlled systems. I mean, it sounds like China, to be honest. It sounds like communism and government-controlled markets and businesses and regulations, and you have to, just like the churches in China, you have to be one of the government-sponsored or okayed churches, organizations, etc. You need to be registered and all these things so that the government can monitor you. This is the world we're moving into, a communist, government-regulated, government-controlled world. And the Bible says that's going to occur. The Bible says there's going to be a one-world government and a one-world leader. And they're going to control everything. They're going to control what you buy and sell. And they're going to control you by force, by armies of the United Nations or whatever world government, whatever they want to call this army. They're going to control you. And like I did in my other video about the big 9 wars coming, they're going to go to war and they're going to conquer people. And you're going to have to bow to them. If you don't bow, they're going to kill you. And they're certainly going to stop you from buying and selling, which means you won't be able to buy or sell anything to get food, water, or anything for your family. Times are going to get real rough, and we can see the start of this as it relates to Australian banks freezing Bitcoin user accounts. So be prepared. This is coming quick, and it's only the first day of 2018. 2018 is going to be a bumpy ride. We're going to need to know when to get out of cryptos, and I think we're going to see some amazing prophetic things occur in 2018.